There is a high chance that you are getting merged before and after double experience on gear and supplies, and there's actually a way to counter that and even make money during and after double experience. So let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Chevalric and today we're going to be talking about double experience and how you can stop losing and actually start making money before and after double experience, because believe it or not, a lot of you guys are probably getting merged by merchers that know how this cycle works because it repeats every 3 months, and I'll be teaching you how it works in this video. So if you're going to enjoy it, definitely leave a like. It generally always helps me out. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any tips to make money or stop losing money during double experience, and let me know what you worked on during double experience. I'm very curious to hear. Also, subscribe if you're new. It generally really helps me out and I appreciate it. The big goal of 5k is on for this year. During my streams, I'm live every single day at 6 p.m. game time / UK time, 7 p.m. EU and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So first of all, I feel like a lot of people get trapped in this cycle every single time, because I hear it from friends of mine that are mid-game, that are working on a maxscape, and they sell their gear. Never ever sell your gear to be able to skill, because you will be trapped in a cycle of selling gear, and then you buy your supplies, and the chance of you making profit with the supplies that you bought is very low, so you will be losing money after double experience. And after double experience, just like yourself, a lot of people need to buy back the gear, which means that the gear prices go up, and you will probably not be able to buy back all the gear that you sold to be able to skill, which then means that you could probably not do the money-making methods you were doing beforehand because you don't have the right gear to do so, and then you need to make money to catch up to your old gear, and then you can move on, if that makes any sense. And quite frankly, you probably need some more money to do the higher tier trading methods if you didn't get a highest or max level in a certain skill. So pretty much you're trapped in a cycle of selling gear, having to buy it back, then not being able to buy back everything, and then etc, etc, or having to do inferior money makers to begin with because you don't have the gear. If you really want to sell gear though, sell 1 or 2 other styles. The best thing in RuneScape anyway, just flat out, it doesn't matter if it's double experience or not, is to focus on upgrading one style anyway. So for example, just focus on getting all the magic upgrades or melee or range, whatever you enjoy. All of them are pretty good, but magic is probably the easiest with animate dead, negating so much damage. But yeah, never sell your gear. And that's the same thing as well with double experience. Buy your gear before double experience and sell your gear after double experience, because as I said, there are a lot of people that probably are just selling their gear panically when double experience is announced, which is usually like 2 weeks before it happens. And yes, next double experience will happen in May, so mid-May it will probably happen, because it happens every 3 months, so you can literally predict this from happening, and it's been 3 months for the last few years. So this is a very safe bet to do. So buy your gear as soon as double experience gets announced, like 1 or 2 days after. Just put some lowball offers in and you will probably be able to buy it. And if you want to merge and actually make money on it, buy before double experience, especially like the tier 80, 85 gear to people that usually are selling it. And then sell the gear after double experience. Just put a highball offer in during double experience, just chill and wait, and you'll probably make some profit. I mean, as I said, it happens a lot that people are selling and buying gear. And even so, maybe even do some PVM during double experience. I mean, if you're scaling all day, every day, I mean, for me, it gets very, very boring. So mix it up with a little bit of PVM and do the PVM, like, especially I think God Wars Dungeon 2 will probably be just right on the spot of the like player. I don't have stats for this, so that kind of sucks. But if I have to guess, like the mid-level players are probably selling their gear, at least from what I've gathered from like anecdotal evidence. So that's usually tier 80 gear. So that's God Wars Dungeon 2. You could probably make a lot of money doing God Wars Dungeon 2 during double experience. And another tip that I can give you as well is sell your skilling supplies, like for example magic locks and all the other herbs or whatever, as soon as double experience pretty much is announced, because people are panic buying it. And it's the same thing with your supplies for PVM, and then we're getting into skilling a little bit, but buy your PVM skilling supplies after double experience. Everyone will be dumping their vulnerability bombs that they're using for herb lore, or their extreme potions, or their food that they cooked for cooking. Everyone is just selling it, so you could probably get it on the low, because there's so many offers in, there's not enough demand, so people have to lower the prices, which means that as a PVMer, you can probably get a lot of these supplies on the cheap, And that's what I do every single time. I sometimes save like 1 or 1.5k on like vulnerability bombs or certain potions or whatever. And you think, well, that doesn't really matter that much. But think about it. If I'm buying an extreme set, right, which you need to make overloads, which is 5 extremes. If I can save 1k on each extreme, which can definitely happen, that's 5k per set. I usually buy 1,000, sometimes even 2,000 sets. I can save around 10 million GP by just buying it straight after double experience. Same goes with brews or vulnerability bombs or sailfishes or rocktails. Buy it after double experience and you will save a lot of money because you usually buy these things in bulk, making it actually worth just waiting out. And obviously if you're balling and you don't care, like, to be honest, I sometimes don't really care, you can just buy it anytime, but yes. And the same goes with buying your skilling supplies for the next double experience. Either do it at the end of this current double experience, so probably right around when you're watching this video, if you're watching it around release, or just do it 2 or 3 weeks before it gets announced. As I said, it usually gets announced 2 weeks before double experience happens. So my best guess is that the next double experience will be May, as of me making this video in February, as the first double experience just went by, because you might be watching this in the future. So the next double experience will probably be mid-May. So at the end of April, start thinking what you want to be doing and start buying those skilling supplies and sell them like a month before the next double experience, or like sell them a little bit later or just before the next double experience happens. So for example, right, this May you are buying supplies to make vulnerability bombs, which is the best training method for Herblore. I'm giving you an actual real life example because this is exactly what I did for 120 Herblore, and this is how you can be making money during double experience if the prices are right, of course. So buy your supplies at the end of April to make vulnerability bombs. It's just an example, but let's just run with it. And then make them during double experience, and then go to the wiki and look at the average price of a vulnerability bomb. When I was making my vulnerability bombs about a year ago, they were sitting at around 32k on average. So you can just see that on the wiki. I will show you an image on screen so you can kind of like visualize it. And at around double experience, after it, I just wanted to see what the price was. I just put one in and they would go for 25k GP. So what did I do? I just put all of them in for 30k. As I said, the average before was 32k, but I wasn't too sure if it would go back up to it. So just to be safe, I put it 2k below the actual price, putting it at 30k each. What happened? I made profit going from 99 to 120 Herblore because I waited. So what you want to be doing in this case, let's say next double experience during May, you are making these vulnerability bombs, look at the average prices now, whatever it is, maybe like lowball it with like 1k, put them in the GE and just wait. Unless obviously you need the money right now, then yeah, go lose your money. But that is usually the best way to do it because that is how people can just make money. As I said, a lot of people buy PVM gear just straight after, or sorry, supplies straight after. No, I'm saying it completely wrong. People are selling it straight after double experience. So if you're just on that market when it's so saturated with so many people actually just selling it, you will always lose money on it. And if you just wait a little bit, and especially before the next double experience, I mean, with vulnerability bombs, it's a bit different because you don't need vulnerability bombs to anything during double experience. So it's mainly with like raw supplies that it's like really, really important. And vulnerability bombs just want to like slow sell anyway. It's very important that you are patient and make money that way. There are high chances that there are more methods like this, that if you just buy the supplies in time, whether that's D-hides for crafting or uncut dragonstones for crafting or arrowheads and arrows for fletching or whatever, you might not make profit, but you will at least reduce the loss by a lot because you buy it early on, because not everyone is buying it at the same time. And one last thing, after double experience, go have some fun. Go use your skills, go do some PVM, go do some clues, whatever. Just start having some fun in the game as well, because that is very important. But I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I really hope that it was useful and that I explained everything well enough, because I feel like, especially when it comes to like these things like merching or like prices, it's always difficult to explain to people, especially when you don't really understand it. For me, this is like common knowledge. Like, it's around the end, like I'm recording this one day before double experience ends. Tomorrow, I'm splashing cash on the Grand Exchange to buy some supplies for whatever I need. And I do this every single time because, well, I've been known about this for a very long time. So yeah, I really hope that it was clear for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. Subscribe if you're new. My name is Chevalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.